All right, it's finally time to begin this. The truth is, I actually had the idea of this stream planned out for months. Like there were some times from a few months ago where I would actually plan to make this stream, but yeah, there would be some times where I would have to wait for another time. But I think today would finally be the time where I would finally talk about the four people that nearly fucked up my life by manipulating me to support and defend them when I did some very fucked up stuff, and so on. And the people, and of course, as you read the title and a little bit of the description, the four people I will be talking about are none other than Jonah Campbell, Jetta Sweetz, Perez, and Shaun Sullivan. Now, to any of the OGs who knew me, I used to be friends with those guys. And yet, me being friends with those guys was a big, big mistake. Because it would be fine at first, but when they would manipulate me to support and defend them with their stupid manipulation, this led to some really bad stuff, and I mean really bad. It not only made my bad reputation worse, but it also made me get attacked by a bunch of people. And before I begin with this stream, notice how it's this big scrolling blue box of text in the stream. Yes, as you can see, in the blue text box that's scrolling, there are a lot of rules that you guys do pretty much have to follow while watching the stream. And hold on. Oh, sorry, I lost track. I'll speak for a second, but I'm trying to make actually, I kind of already know, so I'll go through them anyway. So, yeah, the rules of this stream are, since this is a drama and vent stream, there will be absolutely no jokes or roleplay allowed in the stream. So, yeah, please do not act goofy, do not roleplay, and don't tell jokes in the stream because this is a serious drama stream. And making jokes in role playing on drama streams is not really appropriate. Isn't appropriate. I'm currently looking at the blue text box, so I can tell you guys about another rule that you guys have to follow when watching this drama stream before I get started about talking about these four people that nearly fucked up my life due to their manipulation. All right. The second rule is that please do not act as to be in the stream. I will only let in people that of my choice to be in the stream, and so on. Please don't complain. And this stream, I will be going on full screen mode, which means I won't see the comments on the live chat, which means that I won't respond to your guys' questions right away. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't really want to get bugged. Excuse me, my throat's kind of achy right now. But yeah. And when I'm done with all explanations of this video, I will only let in a couple of people that of my choice. Please do not go off topic, and please do not go to talk about any other topic that is not related to this at all. And the only way you can talk about other dramas that I give you permission to, so you have to wait for that. And remember to stay on topic to what is discussed on the stream. So, with all the rules out of the way, it's finally time to talk about Jonah, Jetta, Wilson, and Shaun, of how they nearly fucked up my life by manipulating me to support and defend them, which not only made my bad reputation worse, but also made me get attacked by a bunch of people. And it's pretty much their fault that I ended up like this. So, without further ado, let's get this started. Now, we're going to start off with our first person, which is none other than Jonah Campbell. Now, unlike the other three, which I'll talk about later, I kind of hate Jonah Campbell the most. Like, out of all the people I used to be friends with that I'm talking about, and all the big locales in this whole live stream, I do not like Jonah the most. And you'll pretty much see later on why I hate this guy so much more than the others. But yeah, moving on. Also, on my iPad, I actually made a list of the messed up things that all of these people done, because they have because of their bad stuff and manipulating me to defend them after they did that shit. It's just fucking stupid. So on my iPad, I went to the Documents app and went to a new text file, and I typed in a list of 4 messed up people, of the messed up things that Jonah, Jetta, Wilson, and Shaun did. So now back to Jonah Campbell. So I first became aware of the guy back in July 2020. I think the first video I saw from Jonah is when he made a rant on Samter 5677. While I do agree that Samter is a terrible person, that was the first time I ever saw a video from Jonah. And so I thought he would be okay at first, and he made commentary videos, Beyond Style commentary videos, which nowadays are complete shit. And I would actually think that they were pretty good videos made by Jonah. I thought he would be an alright guy at first, until I discovered he was being mean to 2 girls named Mai the Melody Tales and Devos Kendark. But not only that, he was also harassing a few trolls that were just trying to get his attention, and Jonah, being the douchebag, just gave them the attention they wanted. So, when I noticed that my Melody Tales and Devos Kendark were getting bullied by Jonah, I had to specifically stand up to those 2 and defend them from Jonah. And so I made a hold on, fuck, what was I saying? So as a support gift for Devos Kendark, back when she was called Dark Kendall, I made a video where I made her in Gotcha Life. And Devos Kendark, being the nice person that she was, coming on my video giving me a big thanks. But then later Jonah coming on the video, and at first he said he respected my opinion, but of course I didn't like what he was doing to Devos Kendark, since I thought it was not okay. And I simply criticized Jonah for being a complete douchebag to not only Devos Kendall and not only to Mighty Melody Tales, but also to the trolls that he would not stop troll feeding. And that was pretty much the first sign of Jonah starting to be a complete douchebag to me. Which leads to this. So, before I did become friends with Jonah, which was another thing unlike the others, well, aside from another one, which we'll get to later, sorry, my throat got messed up again. I hated Jonah in 2020 to early 2021. And yeah, it was because of Jonah being an asshole, and that is actually what led him to start being an asshole to me. And that is pretty much how the controversy with Jonah started, and how the drama with me and Jonah pretty much began. I'm sorry for the long pause. I mean, again, I did write the things that all 4 people did on my iPad too, so I don't run out of what to say, and I immediately go to the next topic about what they say. But there will still be a little bit of a long gap in this video sometimes, so be warned for that. And yeah, and I think early 2021 is when Jonah finally decided to get karma, but it was because he was disrespecting people's funerals, which is the funerals of the users he hates, and a few other shit. And speaking of Devos Kendark again, why was Jonah Campbell treating Devos Kendark like complete shit? And why was Jonah being an asshole to Devos Kendark? Because Devos Kendark cut ties with Jonah because of Jonah's bad behavior. Yes, Jonah harassed Devos Kendark nonstop because she simply cut ties with Jonah and she stopped being friends with him. Yeah, that is why Jonah was being an asshole to her. And now I know some of you guys are going to call me hypocritical because I did it's met my sentence of how much I miss my friends as well. However, unlike Jonah, since I have changed, means although some of my new friends did comment on my new Super 451 video where I was defending my friends from him, but that's not the topic of the video. Well, this topic is about Jonah and the other three idiots. But yeah. So unlike me, where it was actually understandable of why I was venting my sadness, Jonah, which would just harass Dewas Kendar, all because Dewas Kendar cut ties with Jonah for a good reason. And also, Miley Melly Tales would make a video where she was mocking Jonah Campbell's rules due to how terrible she thought they were. And that's what led to Jonah hating on Miley Melly Tales. Because Jonah made a commentary, and Jonah was just being so annoying in that video. He's being annoying and a crybaby. He was just being a massive douchebag. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that part. So now let's move on to the next topic of Jonah Campbell, which is harassment and cyberbullying. Oh boy, where do I start with Jonah's bullying? Jonah actually is a good example of a fucking cyberbully. Because when he sees a person that does not like him, he will harass that person for no fucking reason, and he will just be a complete douchebag to that person. And not only with Dewas Kendar and Miley Melly Tales. So back to the trolls where that Jonah Campbell would just troll feed. He would go so far as to make videos where he disrespected their deaths, and that is fucking heartless. However, but I actually was a victim of Jonah myself. Because not only would Jonah also harass me just because I simply did not like him, but he would also, so when he made a commentary on my video on Nai Sami's rant on me, because that rant had invalid reasons, Jonah was saying a lot of fucking stupid crap, but not only that, he was also sending death threats to me. Like, he said, you better stop or I'll pour you or gasoline on you and set you on fire. And oh my god, stop talking shit about me and bullying me or else I'll hit you in the head with the golf club. I was criticizing him because he was being a massive asshole and was treating users he hates like shit. And this would cause me to make a lot of Theon-style commentaries on Jonah, which weren't really that good, by the way. But I would make a lot of videos where I would just criticize and most times just make fun of Jonah because of his stupid behavior and his terrible nature. And Jonah would pretty much just rage like a baby. Speaking of bullying, this leads me to another topic of Jonah. Another person that Jonah bullied is Camilla Productions. Now, I know me and Camilla may have not had the brightest relationship with each other. I know there was a certain time where we did not like each other. But I still think Camilla is a pretty good example of Jonah's victims, about what Jonah has done to his victims. So, there was a certain time where Camilla was Jonah's #1 most hated user, to the point where Jonah's hatred for Camilla would rise sky high. It would go to the point where Jonah would make killing videos of Camilla, threaten him, and even with fucking death threats, and even rage at the top of his lungs at him. Oh, keep in mind, when Jonah was treating Camilla like trash, Camilla was only a kid. Yeah, I'm not joking. Camilla was 11 years old when Jonah was treating him like trash. And Jonah was 16 when he was treating Camilla like trash. That is literally child endangerment. Because the fact how Jonah kept treating Camilla like complete garbage, because Camilla was hating on him for good reasons, it just makes Jonah a child endangerment. So yeah. And another big example of Jonah bullying someone is Malachi Johnson. Now, I'm not like Camilla. Me and Malachi have not had the brightest relationship, if not a little bit more controversial, because me and Malachi did have a severe beef with each other for a long time, and we did go back and forth. But before that, we actually used to be pretty good friends. And back when we were friends, and Jonah was also being an asshole to Malachi as well. However, there was a certain time where Jonah would send a really horrible death threat to Malachi. So what happened was that back in late 2021, Jonah made a killing threat to Malachi by making a community post saying, "Should I kill Malachi Johnson?" And that was outright cruel. And speaking of that, when Malachi saw that, not only did he get really scared, but due to how scared he was, he had to private his channel, and many people thought he deleted it. And me, along with Malachi's friends, were shocked and extremely upset that Malachi would do that. And because of that, we got extremely disgusted at Jonah. And to make matters worse, Jonah didn't care. Jonah thought that because think about it. So when Jonah was getting criticized for what he did to Malachi Johnson, he uploaded this short video of Bruce saying, "I don't care." Because not only does that make Jonah careless, that's another hardest thing about him. Who in their right mind would say they don't give a shit after they scared someone by sending a really bad death threat? Oh my god. And if you thought that was it, nope, there are a few more examples. Another big example is that Jonah also bullied a person named the Blue Angel Dude. And unfortunately, Jonah actually manipulated me to hit on the Blue Angel Dude, but the Blue Angel Dude did nothing wrong. The reason why, and also, this comes to another valid thing Jonah did. Jonah hated on Blue Angel Dude nonstop, forget this, because the Blue Angel Dude made a valid rant on it. Sorry, my throat is fucked up again. But yeah, the Blue Angel Dude simply made a rant on Jonah, criticizing and calling him out for his actions, and that somehow led to Jonah having a massive hatred against the Blue Angel Dude, to the point where he would hate on him like crazy, just like Malachi and Camilla. And this would also lead to Jonah also being a massive ass to him, not nonstop. Speaking of that, when the Blue Angel Dude left a comment on one of Jonah's videos, those where the Blue Angel Dude got pissed off with Jonah because of what he did. So Jonah kept on telling the Blue Angel Dude to fucking talk to him over and over and over and over again. When the Blue Angel Dude had all rights to simply just move on from him. But Jonah kept on annoying him so much to the point where there were a few times that the Blue Angel Dude did get fed up with Jonah's actions because of how Jonah was angrily treating him because Jonah is just a fucking baby. Another example of Jonah bullying someone is Xenon Striker and Tyler Scoville. Now, I know that Xenon may still not like me that much, and Tyler may not care for me anymore. But, sorry that I'm coughing sometimes. My throat's kind of aching right now. But yeah, I still think Tyler and Xenon are pretty good examples of victims of Jonah Campbell that Jonah would also treat like complete garbage. So, Xenon and Tyler would make fun of Jonah because of his bad behavior, and also make fun of Jonah's cringy content, which Jonah's content is pretty fucking cringy. And of course, Jonah would make a lot of mean messages to them and just be a massive asshole. And that's pretty much it for the bullying part. Actually, no, there's one more thing I'm going to mention about the bullying part. Back to me. So it was actually revealed that there was a guy called Marcus's Cool 1998, and that was actually revealed to be Jonah himself. We'll get more to that later. But Jonah Campbell was actually the one that was revealed to be behind that account. And a lot of people knew this because Marcus and Jonah share similar opinions. They have very similar video style. and a lot of more similar things that just makes Marcus look like a Jonah Campbell clone. And sorry for another one, guy. But yeah, so when Jonah was behind the Marcus account, so back then I did not know who the hell Marcus who was behind the Marcus account, but apparently Jonah on that Marcus account, when I was against Jonah, and after I left his side, right, before we get to that, I just want to get into another thing real quick before we get back to that. So after I cut ties with Jenna earlier this year, about a couple months later, I made a video where Jonah Campbell's dad, I'm calling out Jonah for his actions and grounded him and basically said that he was done with Jonah. And surprisingly enough, that video has actually gone viral. I mean, as of now, that video actually now has 4,000 views, which is pretty good. But yeah, so yeah, and so back to the Marcus thing. Jonah behind that Marcus account would bully me and harass me, all because I simply didn't like him, and I was criticizing him and for a good reason. And not only would Jonah on that account share posts of mine that weren't even directed towards him, but Jonah would even go so far as to make a post telling me to kill myself. Jonah, are you kidding me? Why the hell would you do that? You already sent way too many death threats to people, which we will get to that later, or trust me. But you sent a death threat to me. That's just tasteless of you, Jonah. That's very tasteless. And apparently Jonah said that if he wanted to, hold on. So Jonah said on that account that he would leave me alone if I left him alone. And of course, I did not know who that Marcus guy was, so I simply had to. But now that we all know that Marcus guy actually is Jonah, I can now make fun of and criticize Jonah again, and because we all know that actually was him. So yeah. So moving on to the next topic on my list, we have his anger issues. Jonah's anger is really out of control, and I'll tell you that. The messed up things that Jonah's done, and all the death threats, and all the stuff he does to his haters, is mainly due to his really bad anger issues. He keeps screaming at the top of his lungs at his haters in range videos. He types in all caps sometimes, and there's just some videos where he's just being a baby. Like, for example, a video of him banging his head against the wall. Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. And let's not forget that video of him saying, "That's it! I've had it! Fuck you, my haters! Fuck you!" Yeah, that. However, I'm gonna say this, like most people, I actually think that the videos of Jonah Campbell raging are absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, my throat. Seriously, why is my throat messed up today? I don't know why my throat's so fucking messed up today. But moving on, happen again. Okay. Moving on. I'm gonna try my best not complain about it much, but it's really bad for my throat today. But back on to Jonah. So I think that the videos of Jonah Campbell raging are absolutely fun, hilarious as fuck. It's fun, absolutely hilarious seeing Jonah rage like a fucking man-child. It's pretty fucking funny. But yeah, we're on to our next topic of this video. We have Jonah being a psychopath. Jonah is indeed a raging psychopath. Remember those killing videos I told you earlier? That is very psychopathic of him. And yeah, and his anger issues are a part of his psychotic behavior as well. Oh, and also, a few days after I cut ties with Jonah, he would make extremely rude videos, I mean, not to me, but to his other haters, where not only did he upload that's what I had, fucking my ears off, fuck you video, he also made a video of him killing Dark River Steels with a fucking gun. Please know, I still don't really like Dark River that much. I don't hate him that much as I used to, but I simply don't really like him nowadays. But that is still really uncalled for, how Jonah thought it would be a good idea to make a video of him killing him with a gun. And not only that, Jonah also made another video where he grounded his haters. And you want to know something ridiculous? In that, never mind. I'm not going to say it, but in that video, he was basically just his character raging at his haters and just being a massive asshole to them. He would treat his haters as some whiny babies when in reality half of them are tough people that simply can't take Jonah's insults and take insults as actual insults, and they think that Jonah's insults are pretty much stupid. And yeah. Moving on to our next topic of Jonah, we have his unhealthy obsession with bubble guppies. And yeah, Jonah actually is the main reason why I hate on bubble guppies, even though bubble guppies is not really that bad of a show nowadays. But yeah, Jonah was the main reason why I hated bubble guppies and why I made that kind of pointless Mr. Grouper's Bad Lessons video. But Jonah Campbell's hatred for the bubble guppies is just, I understand that he hates the show so much, but it gets to the point where he makes really bad images of them. I'm not even kidding. There are a lot of times where Jonah would say that he wanted to kill the bubble guppies, and he would also put them in very bad situations. Not to mention sometimes very violent. You want me to prove to you guys that Jonah's hatred towards the bubble guppies is pretty extreme and too far? There was once literally a photo on Jonah's community tab where one of the main characters from Bubble Guppy, Isadema, was getting mauled by a bunch of lions, and you could see blood gushing out. How violent and traumatizing is that? Pretty bad, don't you think? But yeah. So let's move on to another bad thing that Jonah's done, which is his... Oh yeah, this is a pretty big one that a lot of people talk to him about. His zoophilia. So, a month before I cut ties with him, Jonah was bisexual. And I don't have a problem with that. If Jonah's bisexual, it's his choice. I don't have a problem with that. It's fine. But what's not fine is the characters he got sexually attracted to. Because a few days after he announced he was bisexual, he made a community post of characters that he was sexually attracted to, and some of the characters on that list were actual fucking animal characters. Now, a couple of them were humans, and a couple of them were anthropomorphic animals. Now, I'm just going to say this real quick. Having crushes on anthropomorphic animals, according to Jason Drake, is not really that bad in my opinion. But it's the actual animals Jonah has a crush on that really does bother me. Like, here's some examples. Jonah has a crush on Mufasa, Simba, Scar from The Lion King, Diego from Ice Age, and a couple of actual dogs from Oliver and Company. And he actually is sexually attracted to those characters. And that actually is considered zoophilia. If you are sexually attracted to those characters, there's clearly something wrong with you. And and Jonah, fuck, hold on, sorry, I fucked up my speech again. Hold on. I'm trying to think for a second again to try to figure out what to say next. Even though I already said it before, so yeah. Oh yeah, and also Jonah would also make an excuse for zoophilia, which we won't get to that later on the excuses part. And Jonah is sexually attracted to those characters, which is bad. And yeah. Now to the next topic. It's a pretty disturbing one. In it, Jonah actually posted NSFW pictures on not only his Twitter, but also on his YouTube community tab. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of you are pretty shocked that Jonah actually would post actual uncensored, I repeat, uncensored NSFW posts on his social media accounts. Here's a few examples about what I mean. Once again, sorry if you hear me take a little bit of a pause. Again, my throat is kind of fucked up today, and I do have to swallow and cough out once in a while to get it to go away for a little while. But back to Jonah. So, one of the big examples of an NSFW tweet that Jonah would make is that one time on Twitter, he posted, and on his community tab, he posted a picture of Meg Meredith from Robin Hood taking off her top, and it basically reviewed her uncensored boobs and basically leave her topless. Yeah. And he posted this the fact how he posted that is just fucking disgusting. But that is not the worst example. Oh no. There are a couple examples that I think are way, way worse. He also once posted a picture of the two main cat characters from Capstone Dance having fucking sex on his Twitter. Yeah, I'm not joking. He actually did post that picture on his Twitter, and once again, it was uncensored. Wow. Just wow. And another bad example is that he also posted a picture of both Diego from Ice Age and Simba from Lion King. Oh boy. And Simba was licking the fucking bottom of Diego. What the actual fuck? What is wrong with you, Jonah? Seriously, what is wrong with you? Why would you think it would be a good idea to post that fucking crap on your channel? Like, seriously. Oh my god, bro. What is wrong with Jonah? I mean, to be honest, I don't think that should be a question. I mean, Jonah is Jonah, so he can be fucked up no matter what, I guess. Yeah. So, on to the next example. We have Jonah making alt accounts. So yeah, not only did he create Marcus's Cool Lights 98, he also created a few accounts of some fictional characters. Some examples being Gladys Sharp, Dwayne LaFontaine, Shaw from Over the Hedge, no, not Over the Hedge, Open Season, Mabel from Ratatouille, and Flo from Progressive. And that's basically all I gotta say for those. He just made these old accounts just to be stupid and to just make it look like he had friends. Yeah. Now, moving on to our next example is his excuses. Now, here are a few excuses that Jonah would make to his bad deeds. So, as for the Seville thing, he would make the stupid excuse that you would only become a zoofa if you're sexually attracted to real life animals and not fictional ones. That is no excuse that you're supposed to be to your creepy sexual harassment attracted to animals, Jonah. Nothing. And I think so far that's the only one I pretty much got right now, but yeah. Now let's move on to Jonah's manipulation. Because yeah, Jonah went all sorry, it's fucked up again. But yeah, back to Jonah. There will be some times where he would manipulate me to hate on innocent people that Jonah hated. For example, the Blue Angel dude and Malachi Johnson. And not only that, get this. Jonah actually once tried to manipulate me to say that Jonah committed suicide, when in reality Jonah didn't actually commit suicide. He was just doing it for attention. Thank fucking God I said no on that. Thank God I said no on that. It was a pretty smart move that I actually said no on that. Thank God for that. But not only that. So, there would also be some times on his old commentary videos that Jonah will put the link in the description on the video he was commenting in the description below to get more dislikes and likes, which is just immature. And we all know how toxic Jonah's fan base is, and of course he would manipulate his fan base to go out with people as well. Yeah, that's stupid as well. Okay, now if you thought the other examples of Jonah being bad was enough, oh boy, the next two are definitely going to be the worst ones of all. And the craziest part is, those two things are not that known by people as the other ones, but I consider them to be the most fucked up thing that Jonah has done. So what I'm about to say is actually going to shock you, and it's actually going to be really disturbing. So, as you all know, Jonah actually has a Fur Affinity account. Yes, he does have a Fur Affinity account, but get this. I repeat, get this. On one of Jonah's posts on his Fur Affinity account, this is definitely going to horrify you guys, but Jonah made a post where he literally admitted that he once touched his dad's fucking pee-pee. So that's penis and dick. Yes, that actually happened. Jonah touched the penis of his own fucking father. My God, that is disgusting. I have never heard something that disturbingly disgusting in, let's say, the plot of Two Girls, One Cup. Oh my God. What the hell is wrong with that person? Why would he touch the penis of his father? Oh, apparently how this happened is that, there would be some times where Jonah would sneak into the bathroom and he's walking on his dad peeing, and that would lead to Jonah touching his dad's pee-pee. I know. I am just as horrified as this as some of you guys are. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. It's also sickening, probably unholy too. Because it's literally a freaking son touching a pee-pee of his own dad. That is so fucking out of control. But there is actually another really fucked up thing Jonah did. So, as you may know, Jonah actually has a Roblox account. But, believe it or not, one of Jonah's games, this is also another fucked up thing Jonah did. So, on one of Jonah's Roblox games, he actually made a game of the fucking 9/11 attacks. Holy crap. I know, Jonah did actually do that. He once made a Roblox game with the two towers and playing as an airplane where you could actually play as the plane flying into the towers? What the hell? Why would he do that? Seriously, is he out of his mind? You don't make a freaking game out of 9/11. That's just wrong. Seriously, that's just wrong. That is really offensive. That is really offensive and uncalled for. But yeah, I think that's all we got for Jonah Campbell. And now let's move on to the next topic, which is Jetta. Now, unlike the others on the list, I'll say it again, Jetta was actually the former friend I got along with the most. Like, unlike Jonah, Wilson, and Shaun, I was actually really close friends with Jetta. And I was actually pretty good friends with her. But of course, because of what she did and her manipulation, I had to stop supporting her as well. So what did Jetta do, you may ask? You pretty much already know what Jetta did. But a few times back in 2021, one specific time, so apparently in May 2021, Jetta actually fucking sexually harassed Jupiter the Lion and did a sexual role play with him. Yeah, that is also fucking disgusting as well. That is pretty fucking sickening. But not only that, This would also lead to one of the most controversial and one of the most infamous things Jetta has ever done, which is dating Sam Studios. Because what's so controversial about that, you may ask? When Jetta and Sam started dating, Jetta was fucking 19 and Sam was 13. 13! And that actually did lead to the point where Jetta actually became a pedophile, although that wasn't known that much yet. Sorry about that again. But yeah. But no, Jupiter and Sam are not the only examples of Jetta grooming minors. Oh no. But we're gonna move on to another thing Jetta did to Sam. One time, Jetta actually did a disgusting role play where she pretended she was sucking Sam's pee-pee when he is 13, and this is happening to a 13-year-old by a fucking grown woman who is 19. Oh my god. Oh boy, that's fucking messed up. And that actually is just as messed up as what Jonah did to his dad. Yeah, that's pretty sickening. But of course, there are other few examples of Jetta sexually harassing kids. A few examples being Tea Time, Charmy, what else? What else did Jetta groom? I don't know who the other victims Jetta groomed were, but Jetta did groom a few others. She did, and that was really disgusting. Now on to Jetta's manipulation. So back when I did become friends with Jetta, so Jetta would manipulate his friends to her friends, to defend her after Jetta did some really gross roleplay that made her a pedophile. And unfortunately, I was actually one of them. And because of Jetta manipulating me to defend her, this actually led me to get attacked by the anti-Jetta community. Because the anti-Jetta community, when I would defend Jetta and make horrible excuses to try to make it look like she's innocent, when now I know she's not innocent, she's guilty, I would get attacked by the anti-Jetta community. But nowadays, I'm actually a part of the anti-Jetta community now, and I actually side with them now. I now think they're pretty good people, because they're just trying to get rid of a pedophile. And yeah. And because of Jetta manipulating me to defend her, that was another thing that made my bad reputation worse. It is because all the not true stuff I said about Jetta being innocent that led me getting attacked by the anti-Jetta community and making my bad reputation worse. And I just felt such a fucking idiot for doing that stuff. Like, I was so stupid. Like, why would I defend Jetta after she did that crap? Like, seriously. But yeah, so now let's go into Jetta's bullying. Now, Jetta's bullying isn't as strong as Jonah's bullying, but Jetta did bully a few people, such as Augustine, a certain Daryl guy, not Daryl Story, it's a different Daryl, and a few others, which Augustine is a dead topic. He's not really worth it anymore. I don't care about it anymore. Augustine's a dead topic. And the other Daryl guy left the internet a long time ago. But even after he left the internet, Jetta still continued to harass him. That's just ridiculous. Now, on to the next thing about Jetta. Okay, so apparently it was actually said that Jetta once made fun of a dead family member of someone. So, want me to prove the point of how this is the case? So a certain person in the YouTube community announced that one of his family members have died. His or hers, I don't know who that. His or hers family members have died. and a person that Jenna hates shared the comment. And actually felt bad for Sona. Oh yeah, that was a person, Sonia. Yeah, and while me and Sonia may not have the best relationship, and Sonia doesn't really like me, I did feel bad that her family member passed away. So you want to know what Jetta did about it? So she just completely focused her attention onto the person she hated who shared that comment, and just typed out, "Oh, that stupid laughing emoji." I don't know if that's guaranteed that could count as a person making fun of someone's death, but if that is the case, that is really heartless of Jetta to do that. Now, on to the next topic. There are a few topics on my post that I now think are not really good enough. I want to get to the big ones, but yeah. I think that's pretty much all I got for Jetta. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is Wilson Perez. Wilson Perez, okay. Yeah, because of Wilson's manipulation, kind of. So, due to me being immature back in the day, there would be one point where I, for some reason, decided to become Wilson's friend while Wilson was at its peak of controversy. Again, I don't know why I did that, but it's me being immature back in the day, so yeah. So, what did Wilson do, by the way, you may ask? Well, Wilson also did some very bad stuff that many people would consider to be unforgivable. So let's move on to the big example on the first one. So Wilson actually did some really, really, really bad videos of users. Like, one big example is that, so a person named Kim Chan, also known as Sparkle Shine Gamer 2K7, who used to be one of my friends, although we did separate pretty much forever in 2021 due to that thing, which I'm not going to mention. But yeah, although Kim Chan is going under controversy right now, so I don't really care. But Wilson Perez actually made a video of Emmanuel Thomas, who's another terrible user, by the way. He made a video where Emmanuel Thomas raped Kim. Yeah, this is a pause of pure shock. Like, seriously? Seriously. Why would Wilson make a video of Emmanuel Thomas raping someone? Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. But of course, there's another big example of Wilson doing perverted stuff. Like, we all know that one infamous time where Noella, so that one Punishment Day video wasn't made on Noella. Where, of course, we knew that one infamous part where Noella was stripped naked when she was a minor. That's disgusting, too. Another bad thing Wilson would do is that he would lie. So, what I mean about Wilson lying is that not only would Wilson not lie about ignoring his haters and lie about leaving the internet, just like only to turn about a week later. Actually, I think that's pretty much the examples of Wilson lying. Yeah. Another thing that Wilson would do is that he would take trolls way too seriously. Like Jonah, Wilson would also troll feed the trolls that would attack him, and also the critics that would criticize him for pretty dumb reasons. And Wilson would also make fake apologies. Like, there'll always be that one time once in a while where Wilson would apologize, only to screw up later on once again. Wilson would also play the victim and act like that he is being bullied, when in reality he did some fucked up stuff. And he's also a hypocrite because he hates Jonah and Shaun Sullivan for being bad people when he's a bad person himself. And that's pretty much all I got for Wilson Perez. Now let's move on to our final topic of the video, which is Shaun Sullivan and all of it. Which is, of course, another big example of a person who almost fucked up my life because of his manipulation. So the first bad thing Shaun did is that one time, Shaun made a video of 4 minor characters from the shows Neo, Kylan, Dora the Explorer, and Little Bill. And in the video, they actually measured their peepees and private parts. And to make matters worse, it was uncensored. I'm not kidding. And the fact that those were actually considered actual children just makes it worse. I mean, from my controversial video, the characters in that video were turned out to be adults. So although that the video is so bad, it's not as bad as many people thought it would be, that they're adults. But Shaun's video, those were actual fucking kids. That's just outright disgusting. Of course, there is also that one other infamous example of Shaun making a video of both Dora and Little Bill having sex in the bathroom. Well, if it's not seeing what noise can be heard, that is also bad. But I do consider the private parts one to be even worse. But on to the next thing Shaun would do. Shaun also had a strong manipulation like Jetta and Jonah and Wilson. Because when Shaun's hate base began, I just thought I would just comment on his videos to support him a little bit, just a little bit, and show some support towards him. But then Shaun would manipulate many people, including me, to defend Shaun after he did that crap. Like with Jetta, when me and my friends would defend Shaun, we would get attacked by many users, mostly Shaun's hate base, and it felt dangerous due to what Shaun did to us. Like, seriously. Yeah, due to Shaun manipulating us to defend them after he did so much dumb crap, we got attacked by many people in the VR community, and our bad reputations just got worse. And also, one time, Shaun also made a violent video of Dora and Little Bill hiring a hitman to kill Caillou, which if that was pretty violent enough, but it gets even more violent because later in the video, they got a severe punishment day, and at the end, both characters got impaled by a flagpole. Not surprising how Shaun would make a violent video like that. Not a big surprise. Oh, and also, let's not forget about Shaun's 2 most toxic defenders, those being Jenna Levy and Lathal Tall. Because so far, Lath and Jenna are the only 2 assholes who are still defending Shaun to this day after Shaun did some dumb shit. And yeah, that just makes them assholes as well. Oh, and also, Shaun would also bully and make Joba. Shaun would bully Joba and treat him like complete garbage and be offensive towards him. Let's not forget, Shaun also called Joba a monkey, which is racist. And Shaun became neutral to not only Wilson and Jonah, but also to Jason, the Christmas Yesterday No fan, who was a pretty offensive cyberbully, just to let you know. And Shaun is also pretty damn stupid because for some damn reason, Shaun also leaked both his school and his email to a certain person and to his channel. That's pretty dumb. And finally, that is all I got for all 4 topics on all 4 of those people I just talked about. Now, before I answer some of your guys' questions, for a while I won't be talking about those guys that much. Like for a while, I will not really focus on those guys, and it's because a really big great thing is happening right now, which I won't tell you guys about. But yeah. But maybe Jonah, maybe once or twice in a while, but the others not so much. But yeah. Okay. Now that I got done giving out my full explanation, okay. Now that I got done with my explanation, let's start the comments and see what people have to say. Oh, hi, Blamco. Hi, buddy. I'm glad you feel. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, thanks for that too, buddy. Another Blamco comment. Don't worry, buddy. You're never like Jonah. You're a great person, and you're a pretty well behaved person. You're a great person. Now we also got some comments from. Okay, I don't know if this guy likes being called Squid, but yeah, well, I'll answer this guy's comments. So, yeah, I remember when Jonah faked self-harm too. That's pretty stupid. And yeah, that blood was jelly. We also got one from Hayden saying fuck those manipulators and so on. Now, I have said that I will be adding a few people in. However, I ultimately decided not. I'm just not going to today because, yeah. So I think this will pretty much lead to the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so glad I was able to speak out against those four. This really was something I've been waiting for so long just to let out. And now, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from talking about all those four. Maybe Jonah once or twice in a while, but the others first take a break for a little while. But yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.